Hey everybody, and welcome back to BK's Bullets. As always, I'm your host, Brent, and today we're going to be looking at this epic, retro, hard-to-find collection, The Stories of Alan Moore by DC Universe. So, what is this? Well, this is the book they should still be printing. Boy, let me tell you, because this has everything in it. This has everything. What they have out there now has a different cover, and it does not have everything, specifically the big money makers. This has everything. If you don't know what I'm talking about Killing Joke and Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow, as well as Superman Annual number 11. This has all of it in here. This was printed, I don't know, over 10 years ago, and I was in a comic shop down here in my hometown, and they had it. They didn't have a price on it, and I was like, hey, Aaron, what do you want for this? Do you want full price? I'll pay $20. And he marked it, and he goes, I'll give it to you for $6. And I was like, Aaron, this has the Killing Joke in it, in its original colors. I'll pay $10 for this. So I paid him more. I could have gotten away with this for $7. But I felt I would be doing a disservice because you cannot find this anymore. Boy, does this have everything. So basically, this is the original collection of trade paper. Not original, I mean, this was printed in the 2000s. It's got the kind of oldish DC logo over here, but this is DC was like, hey, everything Alan Moore's done outside of Watchmen and Swamp Thing, let's put it in a trade paperback, and that's what this is. And this is the one I've always wanted to own. I remember not reading it, but seeing it before and thinking about picking it up, and I never did. And then what DC did is they took out the Killing Joke, and they took out Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow, that two-parter that closed out these Bronze Age of Superman before Crisis on Infinite Earths, and they made them their own books, and now they're never collected together in this at all. Like, there's another version of DC Stories of Alan Moore, but it does not have these two stories in there. I'm not sure if they have Superman Annual 11 in there with Mongol for the Man Who Has Everything, but this does have everything, and that's really exciting. And that's mainly why I picked this up, because me personally, you cannot find the original colors of the Killing Joke anymore. I think they come in the Absolute Edition, but in terms of like regular size comic books, if you pick up the Killing Joke nowadays, whether in hardcover or trade paperback, unless it's one of the older versions, it doesn't have the original colors. It has Brian Boland's digital coloring, which I think is really boring and flat, although he does use like modern 3D coloring techniques. But this garish like 80s coloring, I just think is so interesting and strong, and there are certain things like Batman's visiting the Joker in Arkham Asylum here, and there's just so much interesting color here. When you look at the recolored pages, it's like a gray wall with a light source and gray down here. There's no purples, there's only the blue and the green, and it's very like monochromatic almost the entire book, whereas this with these crazy colors really, I feel like, would make you go a little crazy reading it. So I'm really excited to have this in my collection, because I really feel like this is the way you should read the Killing Joke, with these original colors. Barbara Gordon gets shot, this all stems from this. So the whole graphic novel is in here. It's the last story in the book. So really, really excited to reread that. But what else is in here? We talked about For the Man Who Has Everything. This is the legendary story. This is the cover right here, drawn by Dave Gibbons, his collaborator on Watchmen. Here's an introduction here. Who's this by? Dave Gibbons. Okay. So this is For the Man Who Has Everything. This is the story where Superman is like, the Trinity's given him these Christmas presents for his birthday or his Christmas. I can't tell. It's, Arctic. Anyway, the Black Mercy is this plant, and this is all Alan Moore's creation. Like, they went on to explore this in Green Lantern, with Green Arrow. Like, they've used this a whole lot, and this all stems from this Alan Moore story. And here's Mongol. Like, look at the size of this guy. He's a beast. But this is Dave Gibbons drawing Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and Mongol. And then what the Black Mercy does is it gives you like this vivid hallucination, and Superman, we're intercutting between the fight here and like what Superman was seeing inside of his brain where he has like a child, he still lives on Krypton, all these other like interesting things, and he's crying because he realizes like as we're intercutting here in between scenes that it's not real. It's a fantastic story, and it's one everyone should read, and it's all in one little 50-page annual, so it's really really cool. There's other stuff in here I have not read, honestly. Here's some issues of Green Arrow with Klaus Janssen. This is a Mogo Doesn't Socialize. I've heard of this before, another Dave Gibbons story about Mogo. So I don't remember if this was the original appearance of Mogo. So it's just a little short story that appeared in the back of Green Lantern here. 2 issues of Vigilante, which I've never read. I never read any Vigilante, much less these by Alan Moore. So it's got a couple of things in here. No Swamp Thing, though. What is this one here? This might be more Vigilante. Nope, this is something else. Superman. Some Swamp Thing appearing in here. Okay. Here, this is the Tiger storyline. So, if you read Jeff Johns' run, like the guys on Yzmalt that are feeding like the Red Lanterns and stuff, when they actually go there, they look like this monster drawn here by Kevin O'Neill, who later, I think, that's probably the same guy who collaborated with Alan Moore on League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, if I'm not wrong. But the guys on Yzmalt from the Red Lantern Corps are pulled from this story, like these are the guys. And I want to say the original idea of the Blackest Night being an actual event comes from this story here, where all the corps go to war and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, it was in the Oath and everything, but I want to say that they referenced this being an actual event was the first time dreamed up, it being like the cataclysm for the Green Lanterns in the far, far future was dreamed up by Alan Moore in this short little story. The other thing of note in here that you cannot find collected in a regular trade paperback anymore, or at least in a collection like this, is this one right here, Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow. So this was a 2-issue special, basically, that covered from Superman, the Superman comic book, to Action Comics. And these were like the last Superman books that were coming out as Crisis on Infinite Earths was coming out in 85, 86. And this is the final Silver Age Superman story. And this is a really interesting thing because you find out it's drawn by Kurt Swan, who by this time is a master. It's got Brainiac, Metallo, Crypto, all the Silver Age goodness. Here's Silver Age Legion, Silver Age Supergirl, and they're all in here. So this just has like a little flash forward. Like, it's a really cool story with like a final battle of Superman and his villains, and then it ends in a way that kind of leaves Superman like kind of content and happy, and then Crisis reboots Superman, and so this is the ending for that version of the character. Phantom Stranger, Secret Origins, I've never read, so interested to read this. Here's the one, Blackest Night. So yeah, this is definitely the one where they reference, sorry, not Tiger, it was this one called In Blackest Night. Gotta be, right? Again, I haven't read it, so don't shoot me if I'm wrong. I want to say it's Alan Moore's Prophecy or whatever, but I could be wrong. A Batman Annual, drawn by George Freeman, with this version of Clayface. So yeah, this is before Alan Moore hit it big with Watchmen in the early 80s and stuff, and then started sneering at comic books and creators and all that shit in the late 2000s. So this is when Alan Moore was still liked. So, man, I can't wait to read most of this stuff. So there you have it. Here's a relic from the past. If you can find this, it's got a lot of goodies in here concerning this story and the Superman Annual. Normally, I don't think they're collected. I think maybe the Superman Annual is collected in the new version, but definitely not Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow or The Killing Joke. I wonder if I feel like there's a contract with Brian Boland now that says like, hey, you're not going to reprint The Killing Joke unless it's by itself. But there you have it. And this new cover by Brian Boland, look at this cover. They're not even using this piece anymore because of whatever they decided to do with their publishing. So Anyway, I'm really glad I found this for cheap. So let me know what you guys think of Alan Moore down below in the comments, and we will see you guys next time in the Funny Pages.